Alright everybody, it's Oranje. What happened today is I had a bit of music playing on my computer before I started recording, and then I turned the volume off, but I didn't stop the music. So this is going to be a voiceover of what I did and how I did. That way I can preserve the original images, but obviously you couldn't hear me talking because there was music playing. So our starting word today is eager, and that's courtesy of me on the Wheel of Words. These, of course, are the New York Times Games, Custom Connections, and Amazing Word Games. So I go ahead and put in eager, and I end up getting just an R in position. So I say, hey, at least it's not an ER trap. It could be I or U or even O before the R. So that's pretty interesting. So I go over a couple thoughts about that, what it could be. It could be minor, it could be a word like that. I thought about maybe an I before the R, but I eventually decide minor is going to be it. So minor and 2, no, but I get I and N out of position. So I said, hey, I see something here. I see incur, because I don't think there's anything else that goes there. And I do click on incur for a quick solve. No second thoughts, just go with the first thing I see. I go over the fact that the 4s are behind the 3s now by 4 points, which is good for my scores, my overall statistics. Yeah, and I say, hey, this might not be the only answer left, but it's definitely one of the few ones. So I'll go to the Wheel of Words. There's no new additions. I give it 3 shuffles, give her a spin. And I say, hey, maybe it'll be a good one, so we don't get eager again. And we end up getting lymph from Cali Asian. And I say, hey, rather than 3 vowels today, which was for eager, I got no vowels or no classic vowels. So a complete change of fate, a complete 180. So I said, hey, let's see what we do for tomorrow, and join me if you will. Then I give a joke that I don't recall what I said, but I don't know. Probably something that's not important. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm talking about why I have the pirate there, and my friend is wearing a pirate suit too. So it's G.A. Sassani, or G.E. Sassani is Ellen's partner, and I believe Ellen plays on some of their albums, some of the instruments. So it's their first album was put out today or yesterday. There's 17 songs. I listened to a lot of them, and you can see one is playing. So that's why obviously I couldn't have the audio originally for the video. I mean, if Ellen and her partner are interested in me playing some of their music, I definitely can, but I don't think I would just do that without having their permission. So in any case, I talk about a few of the songs I really like. Pirate's Blessing, which led to my costume there in the picture. The Captain has a nice 54-second instrumental at the start, which just increases in volume and intensity before the vocals start. The vocals are great across the whole album. There's something called Feathers on the Road, which leads off the album, which I really enjoyed as well. So yeah, essentially why I brought this up is Ellen put it in the comments, and I wanted to spread it out there. I'm sure they put a lot of work into it. I think Ellen's been talking about this for a long time, so if you feel like supporting, definitely do that. Alright, so now we're on to connections. So I go over all the words there. Yeah, this is going to take a while, I think, but I don't catch on to the theme right away of what they're going for. There's something that's blatantly obvious, which I don't notice. I say mobile or mobile because I think it might be places, but I don't see anything like that. Something's a fake, it's a copy, it's a replica, it's a bootleg. So I give a joke about Ellen and her spouse's album, and there might be bootlegs and fakes and replicas, but essentially I mean it's not the real deal. That's what I say here, but I'm looking for purple first. Oedipus, I bring that up a couple times. I think of the Oedipus complex, but I don't see other complexes, so I kind of get off of that for a bit. Sophocles, I mean looking at this in hindsight, it's so obvious what purple is, but I just don't see it right away. So after much deliberation and not seeing much else, I just decide to go for yellow, which is not the real deal. I'll probably be doing that very shortly. Yeah, much deliberation happening here. In any case, yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, still thinking about it. It's funny to watch yourself in hindsight and commentate on it, but I don't really want to do this again, but it's kind of a necessity for today. So yeah, a knockoff, not the real deal. You'll give me that, I think. Okay, so then go back and look at some of those Latin words I say, like Rex and Sophocles and Oedipus, which those might be Latin words, but I don't think that's what they're going for. Or I know that's not what they're going for because I'm in the future here, but essentially I think I get it pretty quickly. Yeah, Pain, Rex, Mobile, and Shirt, just T dash blank. It's really not that hard to see. And I thought that was purple. It's actually blue, so I'm showing great amazement there. The fact that it's not purple, so I'm saying there must be something more complicated to go for here. Still talking about it. And then I think I clue in pretty quickly here, or pretty soon, that these, the Seneca, I say it's part of the indigenous peoples community. I think it's up in New York, because there is a Seneca college in Canada, so probably that nation spread into Canada as well, or what used to be their nation is split between US and Canada. But I didn't see any other colleges or indigenous nations, so I get off of that. Then I look deeper into freshwater and Sophocles here pretty soon. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's just not quite there yet. As you can see, the eyes narrow. Things are getting tight. So I'll talk about my day, I guess. Canada Day is when I'm recording this. So I did go swimming today. Got a sunburn, but I'll be okay. I'll survive. I get to spend my days in a air-conditioned office for the next couple of days. So as you can see here, I do finally notice that these words start with different years in college and high school. Fresh, soft, June, and Seneca, or Sen for senior. And then I look at these. Oh. All right, my screen blocked out there for a second, so I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm trying to figure something out. I'm thinking of complexes, but then slip complex, dreams complex, id complex doesn't make sense. I'm very much not a psychology major. I might have taken it my first year in 2005, so it's not something that's immediately obvious to me. So I decided just to throw in the towel, I think. I say it's blank complex, for lack of a better guess. And very shortly I'll be submitting that. Still waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for here. It's obvious I don't know it. Yeah. You can see my very vacant expression. Not a lot happening. Nah. Okay, so that's enough. I'm throwing it in the towel. Give myself 30 seconds and just boom. Freud, okay. Yeah, I don't know Freud, so I don't feel too bad about throwing it in. That's essentially what I say there. And I was surprised it was green, because unless you do psychology or you really know about that kind of stuff, it's not going to be obvious to you. So I say, hey, that's okay. I don't feel too bad about it. Let's move on to customs. All right, and I might only do the narration or the voiceover for the New York Times games and the custom connections, and then for the Amazing Word games, I'll probably just let them fly by themselves. So I think that's okay. Most people are interested in more of what my results are than what I have to say about them. So I think you'll forgive me for that. To speak over 39 minutes again is a bit much, I'd say. Alright, so into customs here, I see fuse, meld, combine, blend, cast, form, shape, and merge as just things that kind of put two or more things together to create something, to maybe be an artisan or something, a vendor, just work with your hands, I suppose. So I'm left with ocean, spire, teeth, tear, mute, and beach. So I'm really contemplating what those could be, because it's not blatantly obvious to me. So I'm going to say, shaping and forming and casting is kind of creating from scratch, but fuse, meld, combine, and blend, more of two or more things put together. I'm looking at spire very closely. I don't see anything else to do with castles, like any other structures or things that you'd notice on a castle. So I'm looking at maybe groups of letters that go before spire. I think of inspire and perspire. So then there's permute is a word, perform, and perfuse. So I feel very confident in that. I do try in front of some other words first without success. So I'm going to go with per before all these words here to make new words. Yeah. Very shortly I'll be putting mute in with these other three. There we go. So just per before all these to make new words. Exactly. Prepended. Okay, so then it sort of gives me light for the creating and the fusing, just to put two or more things together to create a new entity. I had it all figured out before. I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I seem very confused for some reason. So meld, combine, merge, and blend. Two or more things put together create a new entity. Like different ingredients in a cake batter, or maybe in chemistry class you put a couple of chemicals together to create a new compound. Essentially that's what I'm getting at here. Maybe making your smoothie, you put all the ingredients together to make your smoothie. Yeah, fuse. So then create, cast, found, and shape is to, I think I go back to the top and say form as the title. Yeah, okay. So form, very good. I'm happy about that. And then ocean, teeth, beach, and tear. I do go on a bit of a ramble here about the Tower of Terror at Disneyland or Disney World, and how it's 199 meters tall or 299 meters tall, because if they made it 1 meter taller they'd have to put a red light on it for the possibility of aircraft hitting it, which would take away from the mystique and aura of that particular structure. In the end, it turns out that it's not the Tower of Terror whatsoever, but I do think these are parts of titles for things at Disneyland, which is not the case. Very shortly I should be putting that in. Yeah, still chatting about something. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about with my hands there, but must be something important. In any case, I don't think I'm going to get it, but I'm going to try the different different things at Disney World. But it's actually Jaws. So there's tear, there's ocean, there's teeth, and there's beach, which makes sense. I haven't actually seen Jaws, which I probably should, but you know, it was a good idea to at least discuss the Disneyland stuff. But in the end, it was wrong. So I thank Harv for the puzzle. The title of Screaming Permitted definitely was associated with Jaws, but I just didn't latch on to that, so that's okay. In any case, we're going to move on to our preview for tomorrow. It's E50 by Ellen Sassani. Speaking of Ellen, the title is Number 1. So I think I said it's the last puzzle for Ellen that I have in the file for the slate. So I'm sure Ellen's going to put her creative hat back on now that her album's done and start making some new puzzles, or dig into her archive to get some new puzzles out for me to do, because Ellen is one of the OGs on the channel, here with me from day one, so very thankful for that. And then I think at this point I'm moving on to Strands. Yeah, it's by Tracy Bennett. The theme is This Is for the Birds. So I think I actually brought up right away the fact that these are different parts of a bird, because I do see wing very soon in the top right corner. Yeah, there we go. Well, I didn't actually click on it, but I do see it. So fowl. So I thought it was like fowl language or something like that, but then I thought of flamingo, but there's no G's and O's beside each other, so that couldn't be the case. I might cut this down a little bit until I get into solving, but you know what, I'll just keep talking. It's only going to be 50 minutes of talking anyways, so because I do solve this pretty quickly once I latch onto it. So I'm looking for, I think, a left to right spangram, or maybe a top to bottom spangram, because the fowl is getting my eye. I do see wing, but it's sort of very, yeah, it kind of comes back on itself, so that can't be an answer or a word. I think I do click it in because I think it is parts of birds, which it's not. That's not the theme anyways, or leading to the theme. So then I go back to the right side, and I think I do see feather very, very soon. Then I see flyer. I see flyers, but that can't be it. But yeah, I don't know why I was even considering flyers. It really didn't make a lot of sense. So I hover on this for way too long, and then I eventually back off. I see feather, so I try feathers, not the in, and then I try feather, and that is accepted. So again, I'm back to thinking these are parts of birds, but wing didn't work the first time, so I'm a little bit stumped here. I do see the 3 F's in a row on the left side, which does give me a bit of excitement, because I'm thinking maybe puffin or something like that. I'm looking for beak, because I see feather, parts of a bird. And then at this point I'm sort of in no man's land. A lot of thinking, a lot of digging deep, which isn't leading to anywhere substantial. I'm completely missing a lot of what the theme is supposed to be referring to. I do go grass there, so grass and feather. These must be parts of nests, but I don't think I clicked that in right away. So I'm thinking maybe fluff. Yeah. So yeah, different things that come together to make a nest. So I'm still looking for nest for some reason. I should have looked for that right away. But eventually what the theme or what the spangram is, I wouldn't have come up right away anyways. So moss I click in, I'm looking for layer. So I'm like, is this sort of a layer for a bird? But that's not the case. And then I go back to the top looking for other stuff that might go into a nest. I see twig. I'm like, okay, that's got to be it. And what else? So I look at nest again. But I picked the wrong T, I guess. Nest, nesting, nope. And then I see nesting. Oh, nesting material. Very long spangram. Eventually I'll click that in. Probably in the next 5 seconds. There we go. Alright, and I comment the fact that it looks like a nest on top of a tree. There's leaf, there's wool, and then here's where I talk about it looking like a nest after I go back to the puzzle. Okay, yeah, so it looks like a nest on top of a tree or a twig, which is very cool. And yeah, I think I say this is the end for the New York Times games. Let's move on to our amazing word games, and I'll cut it off there. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry of having to do this voiceover, but just the way it is, right? You got to make do with what you have, and as much as I like Ellen's music and her spouse's music, I don't think they want me playing it throughout the whole video, and essentially it's the same volume as my voice, so you wouldn't have heard me talk about much anyways. So I'll be back tomorrow with you know, real voice, no music in the background, but I guess that's what I get for trying to promote other people, right? So yeah, check out Ellen and her partner's music and their band. It's very, very good, and it makes you think that you're on a pirate ship. So, all right, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.